Buckets out right the other way. Pat Buckets through and throws it down. Over Brooks.
Tremendous run here.
Buckets sending a message.
At halftime, but they found a weakness in the defense.
Brooks try to answer, blocked by Buckets. Oh, but Brooks gets it right back.
Good for two. Here's Westbrook, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night.
Buckets a three. Connects.
13.5 points a game.
Well, this is a different ball game without his scoring. He's been Mr. Reliable at the offensive end.
And Pat Buckets has come unglued here tonight. Been so much more aggressive at that frustrating performance against Toronto. He did end up with 19, but it really was awful all night.
31 seconds left to
You can go back and watch that game in this episode, too.
Right side, Gasol.
Gasol, nope.
That shot off the mark.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far.
Buckets again.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now ending the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
To the inside.
Wow, Bucks lays it in.
Brooks has got 9.
I'm sure he loves that matchup. He gives him a big size advantage down low.
Here's Buckets.
A deep three. Knocks it down. Oh, Pat Buckets. From 3-point again.
That shot puts 3 more onto their lead.
What a game Pat Buckets is having at 41 after 3.
Pretty much a blowout. It's been a
Is he looking for a 50 or 60 point game tonight? We got 10 minutes to see. No, OKC up big.
You're watching 2
after 3.
And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So for Oklahoma City right now, inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Buckets is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's
Buckets again.
The small forward spot.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And it's Harrison with the ball for Memphis. Pass to Rab.
He's just not been able to be stopped tonight.
See, we have a big rule change. Defenders
oh,
have
that
to give
just missed that.
Space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under a
nice shot there.
Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a
I was trying to walk away. Damn. I returned 2 minutes later. Okay.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Shot from the
Buckets, jump shot, knocks it down.
Buckets. Buckets got 45 points.
Look, he's driven him to this lead, and it doesn't look like he's going to ease up until the final whistle.
Here's Jackson.
Jackson, no. Rebound Buckets.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass.
Buckets. Oh, what a crossover. Buckets, a deep 3. And he finally misses one. His first miss of the second half, and a bad foul there for Buckets.
That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Nerlens Noel checks in.
That was a heat check for Buckets. Nope, 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 nope. Get off. Buckets.
Here's Temple to the middle.
Carter now.
Carter missing.
It doesn't take much to impact his shot. I mean, even at point-blank range.
Aprinas the pass to Buckets. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here.
Yes. Oh.
Noel missing.
Timeout Memphis. Oh, foul. I mean, there's injury.
As always, guys that don't like to see this.
Yeah, looks like he's in real pain. Definitely.
Look at his hand.
Right now.
Oh, as a rookie, too.
It's a tough blow for him. Really, the whole team, though. I mean, puts a lot of pressure on the next man up.
Brooks checked in for the Grizzlies.
Buckets 18 of 24 tonight.
In what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them.
Fine, miss. He was 9 for 9
Knocks it loose.
here in the second half.
Green with the ball. Noel passes to Buckets.
Buckets,
It
yes.
from 17 feet out. Buckets got 6 here in this quarter.
That's 47
The
now.
Grizzlies shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Carter with it. Now Felton defending. Anderson outside. Dishes to Green. To the middle. And it's Anderson that time on the assist.
Anderson lays it in.
The feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Felton the pass to Buckets. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Web, and not divided by conference. What if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, you know, for the East and the West?
Felton,
I don't
nope.
know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but
He buckets, he's getting double teamed here.
I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Good perspective. Clock is at 3.
Buckets a try. Not that time.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. And Temple kicks to Anderson. The feed to Green. Inside. To the inside. Temple. Some solid defense from Buckets. And it's time for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I got some news from Memphis's head athletic trainer. He said it appears to be a moderate wrist sprain.
Damn.
If he were to miss a lot of games, this would be a huge blow. This is a team that hoped and expected to make a deep playoff run this year. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks for checking in and letting us know how he's doing.
And let's just hope that he doesn't have any setbacks during his recovery.
Fingers crossed, and hopefully it's nothing but good news from now on when David gives us updates on it.
Potter on the wing. He's covered by Felton. Here's Green.
And Buckets with a second block.
And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. C-Web, there was a time when athletes spoke up about societal issues and they were simply told to, you know, just stick to sports.
Noel go to the
That's
line.
no longer the case.
Basketball was built on players speaking their mind. You know, the one thing about the game of basketball, whether you're from Serbia like my friend Vladi or you're from Detroit like me, it's an urban game. And you cannot leave the problems of urban society just because you were blessed with the talent to play basketball. And so many of us speak up on societal issues just because we made it doesn't mean that our friends and family are out of those situations. We're not in a bubble in which we don't see how those issues
Caspi, yep.
affect us, our family, or our friends. And so just because we're blessed with basketball abilities, sporting abilities, do not mean that we're exempt from the problems in society. And if we have a platform and can speak out, why not? And I'm very proud of what guys in the league has done, whether it's LeBron James and his scholarship program, or whether it's Chris Paul and others, or Steve Kerr speaking up for societal issues. For me, it's refreshing, but it also is in the lineage of the greats that started this game in basketball, speaking up for the voiceless.
Andrew Harrison's checked in for the Grizzlies.
Buckets. Another 3.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
50 points for Buckets tonight.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Temple kicks to Harrison. Takes the 3.
Temple trying to answer. Cannot.
They get it back.
There's Brooks, though, who'll lay it
Down
in.
low.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and them running up the gut.
Buckets. Not that time.
The defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
Rebound
You
Buckets.
had all the time in the world to get the jumper off. Maybe it was too much time.
Noel finds McDermott. Oklahoma City.
McDermott through the other way. Shoots. And can't hit.
And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Green's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And so it's going to end up in the
Temple for 3.
blowout, a dominating performance for the Thunder.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this team obviously one of the...
Oh, McDermott to the
With
basket.
heart and passion for the game all season long, and the wins for them just keep rolling along. And tonight, it'll make win number 63.
And they've really had a
Buckets with the steal.
against this opponent.
And buckets with the exclamation points.
Times and won every one.
52
And one of the
points.
key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Buckets.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Each team has one inactive player per night. Would upping that amount, you think, C-Web, of active players on game day change anything?
Buckets.
I don't believe
Ah.
so, because the inactive player we're talking about usually is at the bottom.
Knocks it down this time, though.
If you look at the next man up theory, that means that the last guy on the bench at that time, it's his time to get that playing time. So I don't think that the inactive players would change anything, because it's still a team sport, and those guys earn their playing time in practice. And so that guy at the end of the bench is still one of the greatest players in the world and can contribute at any time.
Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Harrison, no good.
The movement and the shot selection are good there, but you can't hit them all.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock.
Buckets. One more time.
The three-point
57 tonight.
Buckets got 57 points. Brooks, the pass to Rab. Back to Brooks. They need this.
And the OKC Thunder win
For Oklahoma City
behind
as they get the win.
the 57-point performance from Pat Buckets tonight, who did not for the first time in at least 30 games, Pat Buckets did not have a turnover in the game.
On the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA.
Great game here. One more to go. We're on to Indiana at home after, remember what happened last time we faced Indiana. We had to come back. I had to bring the team back from 30 down to win, and we did. Let's try to win again here tonight at home to finish off the day of games.
Du sa doesn't have things.
Yeah.
Things yeah.
Two-time top play of the month winner, the real 2 Raw. Pulling off.
The 2K Sports pregame show. Greetings.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Get this game going. Home game here for OKC now. Buckets missed a combined 4 shots in the second half. At one point against Memphis, he was 9 for 9 from the field in the second half. Ended up with 57 points. Couple more shots go in. Couple more of those shots go in. He has 60 or more. Here we go, though.
The Indiana Pacers find themselves on the road looking for an interconference win. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg.
And here we go
Giving us the rundown from
for the
sideline,
Chesapeake Arena.
The upper hand in this one, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the last matchup of the season against the Pacers.
In the last meeting of these two
Chesapeake
teams,
Energy
they were
Arena
really sharp
in
defensively,
OKC.
disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of
Oladipo knocks it
Very
down.
satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. And they ended up winning and going away.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Collison and Oladipo are the guard set. Sabonis and Turner inside. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. For some free agents who won't be heading to the postseason, Clark, these could be the final
Buckets. Can't answer.
I think that looms over a player's psyche, knowing he could be.
Oladipo knocks it down. Oladipo trying to get off to a good start. See buckets.
That's your particular individual case. It would be definitely hard to not give thought to that, but
Buckets.
something about the game,
No,
when
what?
you get immersed in it, you can't
Come
really
on,
think
bro.
about other things, but
Oladipo.
moments when you're not
Jesus Christ, Oladipo's coming on fire. 8-0.
thinking if you happen to be a player in that
You're Pat
particular
Buckets right now.
situation, and at the end of the day, you
Buckets
gotta
again.
recognize it was
No.
the business of the game.
It's always there, isn't it? The business of the game, always in front of these players.
Yep.
Here's
Oladipo blocked by Buckets.
And he gets it back. They get it back. Sabonis, and the lead now.
Buckets was like, not this time.
That bucket. Sabonis has got his first bucket on this one.
And from the opening
The
tip,
Buckets
they
struggled early.
just crushed it. Yeah, you see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in
Trying to hit the 3, this would not fall.
I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. You take a look at the Warriors. They still have a firm.
But you know that the way Pat Buckets play against Memphis, he can start going off
They've proven
anytime.
time and time again this season that not only are they for real, but they may be the team to beat.
Now here's Westbrook, and he can be counted on.
That's my foul?
Every night he's averaging right around.
I wasn't even moving
And
though.
those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis.
I had about like 4 of those against Toronto. That really frustrated me. That one's stupid. I had no turnovers against Memphis, and right away I pick one up here.
9 points last game. Here's
Oladipo.
Finished off by Oladipo.
12-0. Yes, you're hearing this right. 12-0.
Out blazing here in the first.
Buckets. No.
No good from Buckets.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's
Everything's short right now. Oladipo. No, finally misses. Even though I blocked his shot beforehand.
Missing their first 4 field goals. Here's
Paul George, can he fight? Yes, he finally gets him on the board.
Boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Collison feeling it out of it.
And Collison makes it in.
The defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Buckets passes to Adams. And
Adams is foul.
Contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. Oklahoma City shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Well, it's OKC. Remember, Pat Buckets struggled early
They're on a 14
in that game against Indiana back a couple weeks ago. But he was able to get going in the second quarter. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pat gets
shot clock at 5.
it's red hot sooner or later when he gets one shot to go.
Off the back of the rim and in. Collison's got his second basket of the game.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on
Adams from Buckets.
Be happy with this start offensively. Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
The pass to Oladipo. Outside Turner. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Releases
Bogdanovich,
for
yes.
again, it's Indiana.
Indiana off to a red hot start here in
Their
OKC.
defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything.
Bucket to try again. This time
At
connect.
some point,
Timeout, Indiana.
you have to take something away.
And Buckets, after starting 0 for 4, finally has his first
But he will knock
make
down
of the night.
ones like that.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Tell you what, as a former Pacer myself, the fans have to love this young core they put together. Oladipo,
A 1 for 5 start for Buckets now.
Through the draft, that's a very strong core to build with.
Now here's Collison. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points.
Oladipo, no.
Oladipo misses.
Boy, the defense had gone to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Shoots the three.
Buckets connects again.
Oklahoma City with the triple.
And no matter
Here he comes right away, back to back for Buckets. And it's a 7-point game again.
Lets it go from 14.
There you get one going for Buckets.
And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
Buckets, 3 for 3.
Oklahoma City with the triple.
And it's a 4-point game.
Focuses on passing the basketball. It really helps his team. I love how quickly he finds his teammate.
Allison with it. Passes it to Oladipo.
Oladipo. Oladipo shoots and connects.
With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
He's been on the roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Nate McMillan.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific...
Buckets to the basket.
told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thanks, David.
Buckets got to hit that layup, though.
Collison. After the miss from Buckets, pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Turner. And too long on the shot. Thunder trailing by 6. To the inside.
Westbrook left wide open in the paint.
Again, Oklahoma City.
timely passing.
Good luck from
leads
Buckets.
to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Turner. He's coming off a 10-point game against Denver. Puts it up from 12.
Nope.
Collison, no good. And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Back to George. Oklahoma City moving it around.
See Buckets looking around.
It's
I get the ball stolen. And
with
Buckets
the foul.
will quickly
That's foul number 2 for him.
Got
take
to
the
be
foul.
more careful. Can't pick up 2 fouls this early on. You just can't.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Jeremy Grant. Young's checked in for the Pacers. Evans comes in for Bogdanovich. Collison kicks to Evans.
Turner.
Turner inside. Adams on him.
Turner and a foul.
And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And Buckets now will go to the bench and come right back in.
Buckets, guarded by Oladipo. Pass to Grant. From outside the...
Buckets!
And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Buckets!
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Paul George, yes.
What we call that.
And Pat Buckets having that kind of game like he did in Toronto so far. The ball's just not wanting to go down for him. Buckets' second steal in a row.
Russell Westbrook out there with Buckets. And it's George in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. On defense, Indiana. Paul George making his last shot. Grant finds Adams. Clock at 6. Here's Buckets.
Buckets, no.
And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
And gotta like what they
Third foul for Buckets.
in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Collison. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed.
Oladipo, nice shot.
Now that's remarkable work inside from Oladipo. Not afraid to go up against the big guys down low.
And for Victor Oladipo, for so many
Oh
teams,
my
he
God.
was the second option on offense, but now Clark, he's shown he is
Buckets,
a
3 turnovers in the first half.
And you know the thing
You know he is
about
must.
him that's really
Well,
heartening
he
is
has
his
to be
teammates
frustrated the way
love
he's
him
played so
being in
far.
that spot. And that speaks to Oladipo's unselfishness and character. I mean, Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon both had great things to say.
This is stupid.
Success leading the team.
Get out of here, ref.
To who he is as a young man.
That's going to take us to halftime. As Pat Buckets gets called for another foul. He has 4 at halftime. I don't care. I'm getting bullshit in this game.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals.
Buckets in with 2 minutes into the third.
And we're just about a minute
Buckets.
and a half into the
Hits.
third quarter of basketball.
Watch out now. It's a frustrated Pat after the first half.
24 points for him.
They
On the
not
court for Indiana.
4 fouls in. And just couldn't get stuff going.
Pulling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovic. And it's Collison.
Oladipo, no.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Buckets. Nope.
Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And Oladipo kicks to Collison. Turner up top, defended by George. In the corner, it's Sabonis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Collison for 3. Drains it.
Collison hits a 3.
Collison's got 10.
DC accurate from long range when he gets a clean look. He's lights out.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions right now.
Buckets and a
Now,
foul.
one of the Indiana lead has been cut to just 11 points in the basket from Buckets.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against the guy who towers over him.
Yeah, I like his heart there, the competitive spirit. I mean, refusing to be held in check by bigger defenders. That's all heart and competitive spirit.
Oladipo, the pass.
I'm not trying to pick up my 5th foul right now. My foul issues have been a problem lately.
Collison kicks to Oladipo.
Oladipo, oh, good contest from Buckets.
Three-pointer off the mark. The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm.
Oh,
Turner with the steal.
5th turnover for Buckets. Nope, don't touch him.
Shoots from 12.
Oladipo, yep.
There's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
Buckets is really just...
26.
You know, what I like about what I've seen in Oladipo is that it's obvious he's put a lot of work in to becoming a better offensive player. And he can
Buckets.
really get going in a hurry now.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Pacers leading by 9.
9-point game.
Collison finds Turner. Down low. Westbrook with the steal.
Still in there. Paul George and a foul.
Get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there and made the obvious foul, doesn't seem to bother him.
As we take a look at the power forward.
6-point game.
One you know very well. Who are some of the more underrated guys at that power forward spot?
Wow, underrated. You always run into some interesting names when you think about underrated. You know, I think a guy that
Oladipo call for a foul. That's his 4th.
found himself with the talent that he came into the league with is James Johnson down in Miami. He does a little bit of everything. Had one of his best seasons this past year. Taj Gibson, I think, is undervalued for what he brings.
Adams had a foul.
Shooting and defense.
Chance to cut it to 3.
Things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took him as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Oladipo.
No one's there to help us. I tried to
Great
go
assist
get the
by
ball.
Darren Collison. And that's now 28 points for Victor Oladipo. Buckets.
Westbrook. Yes.
Shots good from Westbrook.
3-point game again.
When you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Oladipo, the pass to Collison. Back to Oladipo. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Oladipo's got 6 points in the quarter.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
Let's the free throw.
Buckets. No.
They get it back.
Adams, yes.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in.
Oh, my
On our
God.
sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Buckets in that last game against the Grizzlies delivered a performance for the ages. He finished with 57 points, and he got those points as he always does, knocking down shots from beyond the arc.
Grant,
Very
nope.
solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed
Buckets.
just how smart
No.
he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when the player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
And Oklahoma City making a change here.
See, Buckets trying to.
Then for the Pacers, Young comes in for Sabonis. And it's Evans in for Bogdanovich. Now Young. A look
I
at
don't know
the
where he was
stats.
trying to throw that ball.
A bit over 8 points a game. Here's Buckets.
Good move for Buckets.
So Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 5 assists tonight.
You can see Buckets is not caring right now. He's trying to bring his team back.
Trying to will his team back in.
Timeout, Indiana.
Time here.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Thunder. McDermott comes in for George. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Westbrook.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
3-point game here in OKC.
Feeling it out a bit.
A great game between these two teams.
Just 5 to shoot.
We're all deeper down on the bench, though. Stolen by Buckets.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City.
Ooh, Buckets was wanting to shoot that, you can see.
Buckets passes to Westbrook.
Buckets wants the tie and hits the tie. 22 for Buckets, and it's a tie game.
Game tied up here for the Thunder.
Pat wanted that shot, and he got
Bring
it.
up for the Indiana Pacers. Floats one, and the layup is up.
As Evans right away gets Indiana back to lead.
And how about the efficiency
Oh,
has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score. No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Buckets.
oh really? Oh.
Pacers have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Look for Oklahoma City. Remus is checked in for McDermott. And it's Buckets in for Russell Westbrook. And Indiana making a change here. A steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma
Buckets
City.
through to the basket. He lays it in.
Good from Buckets. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Thunder.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim. As they challenged every shot, also gotten quite a few.
This wasn't me, I thought they were going to call on me.
And he makes the first. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Damn it, come on.
But he'll be relieved
Noel.
not to have come up totally empty there.
Wow, Robertson lays it in, the former Thunder.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. As we close into the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. Look at Oklahoma City. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, the Warriors right behind them, just one spot down.
And when
Robertson again.
They must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
And I know it took a long time for people around the league to trust their success, but I don't think there's anybody left out there who doesn't think they're for real at this point.
That's not my turnover!
Second, separating the shot clock and game clock. Collison gets a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Here's Evans.
Shit's crazy, bro.
Wide left.
He must hit that shot. I mean, the defense...
Buckets! Connects on a three.
Surprising you missed it.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Yeah, you know what? The defense can't keep giving him...
1 point game.
Really comfortable shooting from these spots on the...
Collison. Turner, no. That ends.
We know he's out there to play defense.
The
whether
third.
Blocking shots, coming away with steals, or merely getting...
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Pacers lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Indiana 1 point lead begin in the fourth quarter.
Right there, boy.
And with these teams locked in a very
What do both these two teams need to do before get this win?
Be a good one. We've got Dennis Schroeder.
Well, Indiana definitely cannot do that, as they're gonna as Buckets is fouled.
That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
You know, I thought maybe they cool off a bit at halftime, but they continue.
And OKC has the lead.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
OKC, you know, you just gotta be looking for Buckets here. I feel like Buckets is the man in the fourth quarter. He's been all year.
Here's Evans, connects on the foul line jumper.
I think you just keep trying to get the ball to him.
Lead by 1.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Robertson on Buckets. Buckets will try a three. It connects.
The three. Nice shot from beyond the arc there from Buckets.
And until he cools off, I'd keep the ball in his hand.
He's got 32.
Collison against Schroeder. Collison kicks to Turner. And there's the pass to Robertson. Evans up top. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets.
So they're going to call a flagrant. I'm so mad.
It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Paul George returns, and they bring Schroeder in as well. Tie game now here.
Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. The Pacers also with a sub. Sabonis is checked in. In the corner, George with it.
Paul George can't hit.
And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
You see Buckets trying to come from behind, sneak it. And out of bounds, Thunderball.
Gain possession. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Friday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics. And then on Saturday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And that one against the Pistons. There aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched.
Buckets hits a jump shot.
Can give and take punches, and this one I think is going to come down to the wire.
Indiana trailing here. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Ball's knocked loose.
Stolen.
Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Buckets covered by Evans. Lets it go with the three.
It hits a three.
City with the triple.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
37 now for Buckets.
Robertson. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
Nice shot there from Turner.
By Turner.
Confident in the paint, Turner knows he can cash in from this area.
Oklahoma City leading by 3. Buckets covered by Evans.
Buckets wants that screen again.
Shot clock at 6.
Buckets a 3. Nope.
No good from Buckets. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
You got to appreciate the skill set of Evans. I mean, Tyreke Evans can play a few different spots for you. He's got nice handles for a guy his size.
Bogdanovich is checked in for Indiana. Victor Oladipo comes in for Darren Collison.
Yeah, being down 2 points and
Buckets again.
throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical. And they're getting their points
40 for Pat Buckets tonight.
From the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
The shot's good from Evans.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
Well, look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. George passes to Schroeder. Buckets covered by Evans. Back to Schroeder. And they call an illegal screen here.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too
It's stupid.
Yeah, still
that makes no sense.
Set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I was set.
And I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Buckets 7 turnovers here tonight.
By Buckets. Shoots it up.
Evans hits.
The Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Tyreke Evans.
In the shooting form Evans has, a reliable jump shot. You gotta.
He is lucky. I grabbed that shit to 3.
And that was a risky pass. Fortunate that the D didn't get that one. It was in the air for a long time.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Buckets.
Buckets again.
From 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
43 now.
By 4.
Buckets so clutch in the fourth quarter.
Evans outside.
Evans tips.
He has made 8
and lays it
missing
in.
only 4. That's 67% shooting.
And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
Composed under pressure, and he's now 4 for 4 here in the fourth.
Buckets passes to Grant. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Just 5 on the clock. For the 3. Offensive rebound. Buckets passes to Adams. Evans on the double team.
Westbrook will try and connect.
Westbrook with the 3. Westbrook's got the lead up to 5 now for the Thunder.
The defense a step slow. You can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now. So
Evans short.
Do a better job contesting.
He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing.
Buckets. No.
Pacers trail by 5. Evans outside.
Evans.
And I really enjoy watching Evans use that athleticism, especially when he's attacking.
Westbrook jump shot. No.
And it's Westbrook missing. The Pacers have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7.
Evans nice shot.
Good. Evans has got
1 point game.
Points here in the second half.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
Buckets wants a foul. Does not get the call.
And he rushed. that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Evans.
Evans, good defense there.
To take the lead there.
Looked like he rushed the layup to me. I mean, the defense was laid.
George, and one.
To go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
And, you know, guys, that kind of offensive efficiency really keeps a lot of pressure on the opponent, and that's part of why the lead is what it is.
Oh, come on, I blocked, tipped it.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The lead is 2. Pulls up.
Bucket, jump shot, knocks it down.
Get on the shot from Buckets. Buckets got 45 points.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Evans outside. Back to Turner.
Turner, no.
Doesn't go. Adams, some nice D. Here's Buckets.
Buckets, step in 3.
Buckets got 48.
Boy, this final period.
48 for Buckets.
A ton of shots from deep.
And knocking down a bunch of them, too. Outstanding shooting in this fourth quarter.
Buckets, again. Time out, Indiana, as OKC's lead is up to 10.
Timeout called the Pacers. Other stories here, Buckets getting it done today.
And he is absolutely dialed in from outside. They need to close out on him much quicker when he's lining up those threes.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Buckets.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to hear Nate McMillan talk to his team during the break. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking.
Now Oladipo comes back in. Oladipo, no. Sabonis, yes.
Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Yeah, I like Sabonis' game inside because he's confident and skilled.
Passes it to Buckets. Back to Westbrook. Buckets. By Oladipo.
Adams called for the illegal screen.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't.
Oladipo, door blocked by Adams.
Turns it back, and he recovers it.
That's 6. I didn't know that was 6.
Picking up the win. Some good moments.
When did I pick up my 5th? Oh, that sucks. 2 games in a row I get fouled out, whatever. Alright guys, I gotta end this video here because I gotta go do some stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go like and subscribe and turn on post notifications for more videos to come. I'm out guys, so for tonight, thank you for joining me. And remember guys, just keep moving forward. Pat Buckets out. Good night guys. Peace.